Hey guys, and welcome to the first episode of this SolidWorks series I'm going to be working on. Wanted to kind of start off at an entry-level basic, and we'll end up working our way up through the series to a more advanced level. So starting off, we're going to go through a couple of settings. First one being your color settings. So right when you come into SolidWorks, you have the option to customize this however you want. The first thing I typically do is go to the color and make the background dark. When I first started it was light. It's a little too offensive if you're going to be working on here for quite some time. But it's all personal preference. And to get to that, one more time, you go to your settings, colors, and your icon colors, you can change that. Background colors, you can change this. Default color, that's what I like, but you can go with blue, green, or orange. And what these ones are is going to be your planes, your colors, and you can kind of customize it however you like. The other thing that I typically will start off with is zoom with my mouse wheel. So I like to zoom forward and move forward, zoom backwards and go backwards, right? Rolling that mouse wheel. To change that, you go to your options, and you're going to go to your view, and right here, reverse mouse wheel zoom direction. So that's going to be the one you're going to want to turn on if you want it to be that way. Okay, so outside of that, let's go into a new part, and today we're going to be building this. So Control N or File New Part, and when you first start, you'll be brought to this blank screen, and you have your front plane, your top plane, and your right plane. Now, another way you can see that is if you come up here to this hide show icon, and you drop down that section, you can turn on your planes right here, and you can actually see where they're at. I'm going to turn those off, but let's go ahead and we'll start on the front plane. And you could either right click on the plane or right click on here and hit sketch, and that brings us into the sketch. Now this center point right here, this is your origin, and what we'll do is use our drawing tools to create that box. Now you can use your lines, or you can just use a simple rectangle. For simplicity, actually, you know what, let's use the line tool just so we can talk about this. So we'll click the line tool, we'll come over to the origin, and notice you have this line here. That's references to your axes, and that you have a little reference down here to see which way you're drawing. So let's go to that origin point, we'll click here, and we'll draw down that yellow vertical arrow showing down. We'll just click, draw horizontally, click, and these reference line help you keep everything in place, right? So draw this up, click, over. Oops, it looks like I missed one. Let's finish that off. Okay, so after you've created a box and all of the lines are connecting, you'll see a shadow, and this shadow just means that, hey, you close the square, you close the circle, the shape, it's closed, and now you have a box that you can extrude. But before we do that, if you look down here, we're under defined, and the reason we're under defined is SolidWorks doesn't understand what these links are. And I know I'm kind of jumping ahead, but IPS, inches, pounds, seconds, or MMGS are the two common ones that people use. I'm going to stay in IPS, and we're going to be using inches. So what you can do is Smart Dimension, and then come down here, and we're going to dimension this, and we're going to call it 5, and remember we're in inches, and we'll call this 5. Okay, so we have 5 inches by 5 inches. And because these are all connected, we are fully defined now. Because this line and this line are now 5 inches. This line and this line is now 5 inches. They have relations, right? So the next thing we're going to do is go into our Features tab, and we're going to Extrude. And right here, we're going to extrude this by 5 inches. 5, enter, check mark out of that, and there we go. So that brings us to our starting shape. 5 inches, extruded 5 inches. And the last thing that we need to do is assign a material. Now, in our preview at the beginning, we had copper, and to set that material, you just right-click your material list right here and select copper. Now, if copper is not one of your drop-down menus, you would just right-click it and go to Edit Material and find the material that you're going to be use. Hopefully this helped. This is, like I said, the very basic entry level. Just wanted to kind of get the first video out to kind of show a couple of things. Let me know if you guys have any questions. And like I said, this will be a series. As the series goes on, more advanced videos will be coming out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.